So I went ahead and started on my lab by greasing my pan, as to not forget that, because I have done that before and it never turned out great. Then I went ahead and started on my dry ingredients, mixing my flour, my salt, my double acting baking powder, my sugar, and then I created a dome for my wet ingredients, which of course consisted of my oil, my egg, my whole milk, and then I went ahead and started on that. That was the first time I cracked an egg with one hand. I'm glad it came out good for the video. I will say it was a bit harder to get the yolk to mix down properly as I was mixing it with a large spoon. So this was the 20 stroke mix. As you can see, there were still several areas of just clumpiness and the flour was not mixed perfectly. This was the 45 stroke mix. It was a little bit better, but you could still see that there was a bit of a clumpiness to it. And then my 90 stroke mixture was definitely a lot smoother, resembled a cake batter a little more, I would say. And then, let's see, this was my bread variation. The first section was my cake flour variation, but this was my bread flour. This was at 45 strokes. It was definitely a lot stickier, a lot more elastic and firm compared to the cake flour. And this was the 90 stroke mix. It didn't really make much of a difference. It was still very coarse and sticky and elastic. So I went ahead and popped it in the middle rack. I set it to 15 minutes as my oven tends to run a little warmer. I just didn't want to burn the exterior too bad. So then I went ahead and took it out. And as you can see, there was a very big texture difference in the exterior of each of the muffins. This was my, let me see, this was my 20 stroke mix. It was definitely very dense. And then this was my oil variation mix that I went ahead and popped in the oven. Yeah, and then I went ahead and cut those open as well. They were still very similar to the original cake flour batch that I made, though with the variations, you could definitely tell that there was a difference in the texture of each bite. The first one had a very spongy texture to it. The second one resembled more of cake, and the third one resembled more of biscuits.